think you know it all. Talk will only take you so far before you have to prove it. This time I'll watch you lose it. You're out
Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Once again, new series for us here, the Midwest Days of Thunder Cup Series. Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Rockingham 150 brought to you by Jinx Shifters. Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Jason over here, Signature Esports.
Welcome everybody back to another Midwest Days of Thunder Cup Series race tonight, sponsored by SimShots. Definitely take a look at them for some good old special photography here. They do some great pictures of your race, and man, do they look great. We're here for 200 laps, 200 miles here at Rockingham Speedway. I am your host, Alan Brown, and I am joined in the booth by Mr. Alan English. Alan, how you feeling about today?
Man, I've been looking forward to this one just because it's a historic track that, you know, the real life Cup drivers don't get to see anymore. Rockingham's a beautiful track. It's been around for many, many years. It's an older racing surface, as we'll see, but it really is a shame that they don't race here anymore because the racing is just so damn good. But really looking forward to this race tonight.
And down there on pit road, we got a little bit of a hooligan down there, kind of scratching out our traditional Adam Turner. We got Alan Kewins down there with his bottle of bourbon. Alan, great to have you here again, man. And man, you're in for a good show tonight.
Yeah, I'm excited about this. Should be a good race. Like you said, I got my bottle with me, so hopefully everybody keeps their cool tonight, because this track's gonna get slick.
And that it will, as Rockingham is kind of the opposite of what we saw at Iowa. Iowa was just under a mile, and it raced like a mile and a half. Today we're at a mile track, and it's going to race more like a half-mile track. But, you know, we're in for some good sunny weather here. Perfect weather for a SimShots 200. And your key to the race today is going to be time is your friend. You know, 200 laps is a lot of time, and you really don't need to be making mistakes early to you know, have to make up for.
Yeah, you don't want to be too aggressive too early because, like you said, it's 200 miles, man. You know, just take your time, find your line, let the tires wear in good before you start, you know, thinking about doing something that you and the cars around you might regret. But yeah, that's the track temp. It says 103 right now on your slide. It was about 113, 112, and it's steadily coming down as we get into the late afternoon. It's about 4:16 or so iRacing time. So getting into the late afternoon, we may see track temp drop even further, and hey, that just means more grip for these guys.
As these guys do start to roll out for qualifying, let's take a ride around here with the 22 of Justin Barkley. We don't normally ride around with him, so let's see what kind of lap times he's able to put in here. As you can see, man, this track isn't smooth by any means either. You can see him going through turn 3 and 4 there, bouncing up and down, and That's going to put a lot of work on this car's suspension.
It was an older racing surface, you know. And what do you think about it, there, other Allens? Since we got a broadcast booth full of Allens tonight, how you think about it there, Q?
I think it's going to be interesting. I mean, it seems like you can run the bottom and up towards the middle some. Definitely seems like these guys are going to get loose coming off of turn 2, though. So they're going to have to tiptoe around that.
Yeah, we saw a few cars go around as Alan mentioned about, you know, trying to get that power reapplied when you get out of 2 is very difficult. So many cars went around during practice.
You can even see it here. I mean, Isaac Degner not even getting a full lap in quite yet. He's gonna have enough time to get a tow and restart. But yeah, man, and normally at these tracks, and especially in this Cup Series, we see a lot of the times that people put in for qualifying. Normally everyone's pretty close, but you can see it's pretty spaced out.
Yeah, I think a lot of them still got another lap to run maybe here. We only have, 10 or so that put a time in. It's like 9 cars put a time in. A small field tonight, relatively small. We've got about 16 cars out there, so we'll see how it shakes out. But pretty good sized field for a 1 mile track, I think.
Yeah, it might be about perfect.
I hope so.
Joe Neidick finishing up his qualifying effort, launching himself up into a P3. Isaac Degner able to finally get a couple laps in for himself. He's going to be starting in 10th as of right now, and I think that's probably just about going to do it for all the cars that are going to take a qualifying lap. I know we typically see those angry idiot cars of Eric Fiorillo, Greg Klein, and Derek Schimel. Normally Greg will maybe qualify, but it looks like he may not do that here tonight. And same thing with Michael Pimper. Normally he doesn't. I don't think Pimp qualifies all that much.
Well, it's maybe a little team strategy play here. We talked about it during practice how they weren't running very quick. Just maybe they're trying to be as conservative as they can and try to stick together here.
I know. They all might be talking pit strategy too, and they like to all pit on at the same time and stuff. So it'd be interesting to watch how this plays out.
Yeah, we're sure glad to have you in the booth. Alan Kewins drives the number 60 machine in the Xfinity Series this season for the Angry Idiots. So, what are you seeing for the rest of the Xfinity season here? Do you like your chances?
Well, I'm just trying to stay consistent. Top 15s. Seems like we got a rather large Xfinity field this year. So just stay consistent and hopefully make the chase. We still got a long ways to go in our season before the chase starts. So.
Well, cool, man. Well, good luck to you and the other Angry Idiots. Looks like we might be getting ready to grid here, Mr. Brown.
That it does as these drivers all start to kind of trickle in and get ready to take this green flag. We're going to tell you where everyone's going to be starting here today. Got Tony Fry doing a heck of a job here, starting on pole position. Haven't seen him start up here in a while, so good job, Tony. You got the aid of John Neidick starting here in second with cousin Joe starting here in third. In fourth, you'll have sneaky Pete Van Sprundle. Good to see him up at the front. He's had a bad couple of weeks, but he's working his way back up there. Red Stick Mike Simone in that 27 car is going to be starting here in fifth, with Taver Mowry starting in sixth. Manny Valdez, kind of not the effort we normally see from him. He's going to be starting here in seventh, with Justin Malarkey starting in eighth. Justin Barkley going to be starting in ninth, with Isaac Degner rounding out your top 10.
31 Alan Dixon be starting in 11th. At 10, Machine, that Rainier beer car of Matt Forens, starting in 12th. The 21 of Michael Pimpere, we mentioned that he and the Angry Idiots did not put in a time, so he'll start 13th. The 92 of Klein in 14th. The 25 of Eric Fiorillo in 15th. And the 96 of Derek Schimel will be your car starting in the last spot, which is 16th place.
Yeah, so, sorry, Kewins, but not a lot of cars to really talk about here.
Yeah, we can really split them up there.
It's okay. You got them all in before the pace lap complete.
That's right, and we'll talk about some intricacies of the race as we kind of get along here, and see these guys all stacked up and we're ready to go as this pace car leads them around this 1 mile track. And man, you can just see it from up here. This thing's going to be quick, and it's going to be fun for the racers and us watching it. So it's time to sit back and enjoy as looks like pace car going down pit road right now. Anthony Fry, John Nidek leading us off across the line. Green flag's raising, and away we go. And it looks like the Ada John getting a great jump. Oh, as we got some, looks like Pete Van Sprundle getting loose right behind him. He put it right down there on the apron pretty quick, so he's out of the way. Good job from him saving that from causing any other issues. But that's going to give the 24 of Joe Nidek that third place spot as it's like we're relatively all single filed out through the field here. Looks like Greg Klein is starting to kind of inch his way forward, getting a great start there. He's now going to try to pass Pete Van Sprundle for that 10 spot.
We did have a couple cars on that restart that were a little bit slow getting up through the gears. The 27 of Michael Simone was one of them. Another one was the 22 of Barkley, Macaroni Man. Both of them kind of slow to start. It kind of hung up in front of Manny there. Manny was pushing on that 27. So I don't know what the deal was there. If they were just trying to watch for the car in front of them, but looks like they're all single file now, mostly.
Mostly. You can also see, I believe that's the 73 of Malarkey try to maybe make a pass on Manny up the inside, but he just lost too much time there. So looks like that kind of middle lane is where you want to be if you want to go fairly quick. This might also be a case of, you got to diamond these corners a little bit too.
Yeah,
everybody runs a little bit different line. It looks like some people are diamonding it, some people are running more towards the bottom.
Oh, as Joe Nidek and Manny Valdez right now side by side. Joe taking that very high line, kind of bringing it back down the track as it goes along, and Manny getting a little bit of loose coming off that corner, able to hang on to it, but he will not be able to get that pass done there. And holy moly, boys, we are racing.
Yeah, talk about Manny started 7th place. Not very characteristic of him. He may have had, I don't know what you think, Kewins, but he may just have had a bad qualifying lap, because the first lap is getting your tires warmed up, and the money lap, he just something must have happened there.
The tires wasn't quite warm enough.
Yeah, right now.
He seems to be coming through the field now, though.
Hey, he's slowly working his way up there through as the 24 of Joe's maybe looking to the inside, but not quite there, and so Manny will move up into 4th. Tony Fry having a great run out there in the front now. He managed to get back around the 8 of John Nidek. He's got about a second lead, but John Nidek right now, he's got Manny Valdez trying to make a pass up the inside right there through turns 1 and 2, going down that Thunder Alley straightaway.
Want to thank Sim Shots for sponsoring this race. Sim Shots, if y'all don't know, they're a photography outfit that they'll watch a replay or something like this where you got great lighting. We got great sunshine here, and if you've got a really cool paint on your car, they know how to set the cameras up and move them around. It's like a professional photography deal. So check out Sim Shots, man. They put out some pretty cool pictures. They look almost real.
Yeah, I like some of their pictures. They post them on our Discord, and they're really good looking pictures. Like you said, they almost look real.
That was Mike Simone getting loose coming down that back straightaway, and he manages to hang on to it, but he's going to lose that momentum he had to get him up to that back bumper of the 98 of Degner. So he's going to be trying to fight his way back as Justin Malarkey trying to make a pass up the inside of the 8 of John Neidick right now. So John Neidick, he might be saving, or he might now starting to struggle a little bit here with all these cars trying to get around him.
Yeah, Adam Turner not with us today. He's on vacation in South Texas, down around Cotulla somewhere, trying to kill him some doves. Even if he doesn't kill any, at least he can sit outside with a shotgun and drink beer and enjoy himself. He said he might watch tonight's race, so hopefully he'll jump on here in a little while. And all of y'all out there who are watching on Facebook and YouTube and Twitch, drop us a line. Tell us who your favorite driver is. If you got predictions or questions, let us know. We'll address it.
So it looks like the 73 of Malarkey trying to get back up to that back bumper of the 24 of Joe Neidick to try to make something happen. That's not really where just all the racing is. You also got quite a few cars here for 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th. These guys are all relatively tight too.
Yeah, Kewins, you talked about guys running some different lines. I seen the 92 get up real close to the wall a couple times on the outside wall, and I'm not sure that's a line he intended to run. He just might have found himself there.
Yeah, he seems to be running more at the bottom, so I don't think he meant to be there. Our leader, he's running a pretty unique line. He's keeping it real up close to the wall.
As the 24 getting up a little bit high, maybe scraping that wall and losing a bit of paint, but he'll lose that position to the 73 of Malarkey. And yeah, we'll just go watch the leader all by himself out front right now. He's got Tabor Mowry trying to chase him down, not having any luck with that yet, but you can see him go way up high into the corner, bringing it back down, and man, it's working for him.
Yeah, he's putting some distance on number 5, Tabor Mowry, in second.
That's the 8 of John Neidick. Oh, as the 98 actually gets up into that wall, maybe just a little bit.
Easy there, Degner. Keep her under control a little bit.
Yeah, but he's using that momentum. He's coming off of that corner as they're almost 3 wide. The 27 of Mike Simone thought better of that one and backed out of it as ooh man, looks like the 98 just running out of room. He's trying to make that outside line work on the 8.
Yeah, you can do it here if you got a car that's good enough, and he does. He makes the pass on Big John Neidick up here, making that outside line work. And look who else is trying it. The number 10 back here, Matt Forn's trying to make that outside line work, and he comes around Red Stick Mike Simone.
Oh, it's Manny Valdez slow on the apron there.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he's back going, and it looked like he might have had a slight spin out issue going on, and he manages to kind of figure it out. But man,
he's got a little bit of damage on his left rear.
He got loose coming off of 4. Oh man, he hit the wall hard on the inside.
Oh, as he checks up right in front of Eric, and Eric having to take some evasive maneuvers to get around him. No damage on that 25 Coca-Cola machine. And he will try to work his way back up, but that's going to let Derek Schimel by. And man, you know what? Derek might be having a pretty solid plan here, although he's quite a ways back from everybody. You know, he's already almost even more than half a lap down from the leader. He's just doing slow and steady, running his thing, and you know, slow and steady doesn't use that much fuel, boys.
That's right. It might be a fuel thing, and it's. We talked about this surface being old, I'm not sure that it's going to eat up tires as bad as the races we've seen here lately, like the Miami race that we did the other day, and, a track like Dover, a concrete track like Dover, but still, it's a bumpy, abrasive track, so keeping them
20
tires clean might
20
be a good idea.
20 laps into this run, and the leader is a second and a half slower than his fastest lap.
Well, it's taking its toll then, isn't it?
Yep.
As
The 8 got a little piece of the outside wall there. Go ahead, Al.
it did, as Pete Van Sprundle in the 80, looks like he's running a Disney paint this week, managing to get by as the 10 tries to maybe sneak up that inside of the 92. The 92 getting a great run off that corner. He's going to be able to try to sneak his way down past the inside of the number 8 of John Neidig.
Yeah, good on the 10 for noticing what was about to happen and getting out of it. That's good awareness by the 10.
That's quite the little pack of cars racing back here for fourth on back.
I know you wish you were racing tonight.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is a fun track, man.
It looks like a good fun track.
24 starting to look a little slow out there, as the 92, as well as Pete Van Sprundle in that 80, able to sneak by him up the inside. So he might have scraped the wall and took him a second to gather it back up, because here he comes back again, looking maybe at that outside, but no, looks like Greg will be able to hold him off with a kind of good car position. Can't really call it a block, but and now you see Isaac Degner working up that inside, Pete Van Sprundle working up that inside of Degner.
So
Well,
you
some
guys-
guys are back there racing. Tabor, he ain't letting Anthony go. He's still staying about a second behind him.
If y'all notice, the north-south machines are now all together. The 27, the 10, and the 22 have found themselves all together now. And if you look at them sharp paints, all you got to know is that 27 right there, Mike Simone, he painted them cars. He's got a car painting business now. It's a deviation
As he
by design.
jumps up and bumps that wall, so he's going to start messing up that paint job.
Just scratching the brand new paint, Red Stick Mike. Don't be doing that.
That's going to give the 31 of Alan Dixon a run up that inside. So Alan Dixon back up into a top 10 and, doing his typical being patient, which is kind of what you want to be here, especially for 200
Degner
laps.
got really loose. Able to save it right there in front of
Oh, and he's into the wall.
Yeah, into the wall right in front of the 92.
92,
Man.
Greg Klein looking to make that pass on the inside, and it looks like he'll get it, but that top line will get a run coming out of that corner. Let's see if Isaac's got an answer, and it does not appear to be the case. So Greg Klein up 9 spots, sitting here in 5th.
Tires might be toast already. Degner is right front. Probably burn off of that car already.
As we got a little battle here for second, you got Justin Malarkey fighting his way all the way up to that bumper of Taver Mowry. So these two are going to have a little bit of an exchange of who wants to take second here. Got
Taver Mowry, he's not giving up like Mr. Kewen said. He is not giving up on Anthony Fry up here. He's a second and a half back, but he's not going to do Malarkey any favors and trying to let him around either, though.
No, as Malarkey getting a big run coming
good
out of that
run there.
corner. He's going to try to shove it down inside, and he will. So they're side by side going into turn 3 and 4. And it looks like Malarkey is going to be able to take that one away and get in front of Taver Mowry. But Taver, he's not going to take that one sitting down. He's going to try to maybe make a little bit of a comeback here. And unfortunately, I think Justin Malarkey is able to just get that much better of a run. And now with some kind of clean air in front of him, he can try to chase down Tony Fry.
We've seen this before. Justin's really good on the long run. 32 laps into this race so far, he might have saved his tires a little bit and be making a charge here on Tony.
I'm glad you said that because that's right on the money. Malarkey's one of those guys, he does not qualify well, and we tease him about it, but he knows how to save a set of tires. He knows how to milk the mileage a little bit out of them, and it's paying off for him right now, as you see.
As Alan Dixon up to 7th here. He was able to get around Joe Neidick in that 24 as Derek Schimel, our first car, coming down pit road.
Yeah, he might have had enough of them tires, and he should come in to get 4 fresh ones.
What do you do if you're one of the lead cars right now? Do you kind of just hang out and wait? Or do you want to be one of the first guys to come in and do it?
I would continue to run right now. I'm not sure what the pit window is, but maybe split this up into thirds if you could.
The Angry Idiots, speaking of the Angry Idiots, check out the 5th position right now. It's the 92 of Klein, who started way back in the back.
The 27 gets super tight in turns 1 and 2 there.
Too.
He's shooting his way up the track right in front of John Neidick. Good job from John there to kind of back out of it just in time before anything absolutely crazy happens right there. But yeah, that was going to lead me into my next question is when are we going to see these guys pit? I mean, we're on lap 36 of 200. Are you trying to split this one up into quarters and every 50 laps?
Man, I'm watching the 27 bounce off the wall, the 24 bounce off the wall. These guys are hurting now for tires. If they do make it to lap 50 without having a caution, that's probably a good cutoff, probably. Do 50 and then try to do 100 and 150. Kind of split up like y'all were talking about. Maybe split it into four chunks, manageable chunks here, because there's no signs of any yellow flag stuff going on with these Cup cars.
No,
I'm not sure how tricky this pit road is to get on under green, so we'll have to watch that when they come down pit road.
That's something we practiced a lot. I know that when I ran with Angry Idiots, and I know you do the same, is practicing, getting the car slowed down and practicing green flag pit stops, because you're going to see them at some of these tracks that you wouldn't think on something like this that runs like a short track that you'd have to practice green flag pit stops. But 40 miles an hour is dead slow compared to the 170 that you hit at this track.
Well, they're only getting down to 125 miles in the corner, so this is a very fast, very short track.
As the 22 of Justin Barkley shooting up through the middle between the 27 and the 24. He had enough of seeing them try to figure things out. He's like, here, I'll show you how it's done.
In, I think.
Sneaked his way up through, and it does look like that's the case. The 24 and the 8 both coming down pit road, so I think we're starting to see... We're starting to see them come down, even though those Neidick boys, they're not on the same team. So it just so happens, I think they decided to come down at the same time. And Justin Malarkey out here in second. He's run away from third place at Taver Mowry by quite a bit, and he is chasing down Tony Fry. The gap to the leaders now like 7/10, 6/10.
Well, if you're Taver, do you short pit right now and get out there on a couple laps fresher tires before these guys pit and hopefully make up that 2.5 seconds you're behind, or do you let them pit first?
And like you say, it's 2 seconds difference from a good set of tires and the tires they have now. 2 seconds a lap, that adds up quick on a short 1 mile track. So, man, I don't know. I'd seriously start thinking about pitting.
Someone who's not thinking about pitting, though, that's Justin Malarkey, as he's going to be starting to work his way around Manny. So Manny, for the, I think, first time that we've ever seen, he's a lap down. And Manny, and that's without pit stop yet. So we'll have to see. But he is right there on that back bumper of Anthony Fry. So
here comes the north-south, guys. Forns and Simone are both in. I bet Barkley's right behind him here pretty soon.
Also got Greg Klein running down that 80 car of Pete Van Sprundel. He's been doing a pretty good job of clawing his way up through this field. And, this thing might come down to pit strategy by the looks of it. I mean, you definitely want some clean tires for the end, but you don't want to be losing too much time by pitting too often.
I don't know about you, Q, so that's some of my favorite racing to watch is stuff that's decided on strategy. Because, especially these guys, they're not running with a spotter or anything, and tell him what to do. Some guys run crew chief and stuff like that, but I mean, this is some of the funnest stuff to watch because you don't know what's going to happen.
I don't know about you, but sometimes when I'm trying to do math in my head and as we're running along under green, that's when I start making mistakes.
I'm
trying to count how many laps I got left with gas and how far I can go.
As the 92 at Greg Klein able to get around Pete Van Sprundle, and Pete's now going to have quite a few cars that had just pitted, and you're going to see the difference here of what new tires versus old tires is going to be like as the 27 of Red Stick Mike Simone's going to come flying up through the inside part of the field here. Woo! With the 8 right behind him.
Yeah, right on his butt. So only 5 takers so far. How long do Fry and Malarkey and Mowry stay out there?
You know, that's a fantastic question as Eric Fiorillo now also goes 1 lap down. He has not pitted yet, but Justin Malarkey still sitting there right pretty darn close to Tony Fry. Tony been doing a great job leading this thing off as you can see the 10 and the 24 with the fresh tires just cruising right through these guys.
So you guys have raced a lot with Klein. Y'all know how he can save a set of tires. He is crazy good at saving tires. He's up 10 spots right now in the 4th position. He may be one of those guys that makes the decision of, I'm going to pit now or I'm going to wait a few, and I really don't know what's going to happen.
So we got an attempt at the lead here. The 73 of Malarkey looking to the inside, not able to make it work. And at this point, with the older tires, as Taper Mowry now comes down pit road, you can kind of see there. You know, if you don't get the thing done, you're going to lose a lot of momentum, and it's going to take you a lap or two to try to get back up to it.
So now that Taver's in, these guys up front need to start really thinking about it now because we just saw what the difference is. I mean,
yeah, I don't think it'll be too many laps, and you see these front 3 come in.
Because we are now on lap 51 out of this 200, so if they were going to try to split this thing up into quarters, that's kind of what you'd expect to see as the 73 once again trying to make his way up that inside, not able to get that run.
92 would be pitting this time. 31 as well.
3 idiots. Finally making the call to come on down.
Yeah, so Greg Klein coming down pit road. Same thing with Alan Dixon coming down. Alan Dixon having a great race here, up to 5th. As a 73 gets a big run coming into this corner, and he's able to sneak right around that 64. So Justin Malarkey taking the lead here right around a lap 52, 53. And so now, when are these guys gonna pit? Michael Pimpere, he's a lap down. He still needs to come on down pit lane at some point.
So Fry's probably going to come this time because he just lost the lead. Malarkey's going to get a point for leading a lap. And, yep, here comes the 64.
Yep, here he comes. I think that's a very smart move on him.
Oh, yeah, man. I mean, minimize how much ground you're going to lose. Exactly. So Malarkey's probably going to make his lap, and then he's probably going to come in. The 80's down below him, though. So
yeah, the 80 shooting down below. And you know what? With how quick Justin Malarkey was running there, you know, even though these guys have newer tires, with how quickly we've seen them wear off, you know, you start to see the struggle happen around 20 laps. Is 20 laps enough to, make it back around?
Well, I'm watching the 22, that flat black machine of my guy, the Macaroni Man, Justin Barkley. That's a brand new paint that Mike done for him, and it looks really sharp, flat black with some chrome numbers. He's in 2nd right now. So let's see how long he's going to push it. He might be looking to lead a lap here and get that extra bonus point. So let's see what the 22 of Justin Barkley does.
As we do start to see some of these people that have pitted, like Matt Fornes, Matt Fornes pitted back on lap 42. He's now worked his way back up into 4th. He's got the 24 of Joe Nidick right behind him. He pitted on lap 39 as Michael Pempere now coming down pit road. As he kind of sees himself losing position after position here, probably thinking, I probably should have pitted just a little bit earlier. So that's really only going to leave 3 cars that haven't pitted yet. That's the 73 of Malarkey, 22 of Barkley, and the 98 of Degner.
I think Malarkey staying out is really helping the 64 here over the longer run. He'll be able to make up so much ground and put so much distance on the 73 right now.
And DH, I don't know how to say your name, bud, on YouTube says, well, this is going to be a lot better than I thought it would be. Yeah, man, this is a great racing track. I hate to keep beating a dead horse, but NASCAR should have never stopped running these Cup cars here. It's just a great, exciting race to watch. And these guys, these Cup drivers, this is not the ARCA Series, the Xfinity Series. These guys have been racing together for a long time. You got a few newer drivers this season sprinkled in there, but just like real life, a lot of the Cup drivers also race Xfinity. So most of these guys know each other. They get along pretty well. Oh, you see the 22. He's really suffering now. He needs to come in quick.
As we've seen the 21 just coming out of pit lane right there. He's going to try to make up some ground. Michael Pempere. You also saw the 5 of Taver Mowry drive around Matt Fornes pretty easily. Taver Mowry, man, I don't know what he put in his gas tank here this week, but he's driving the wheels off of that thing.
Dude, he's on a tear. He's got new tires, and here's what we thought might happen. Is that these guys are pushing it too far. They're losing too much time per lap. What do you think, Hewins?
As you see, he was able to leapfrog in front of the 64, and the 64 actually lost 2 or 3 spots, and by staying out, 7 or 8 laps longer than them guys.
Taver's on a damn tear. He just moved to 3rd.
He just moved up into 3rd right around Degner. So that kind of answers my question of, do these guys that pit, do they have enough tires to make it back around and kind of quote unquote unlap themselves? Because they're
no, there's no way. As Taver's taking the lead easily here.
Yeah, he's flying up through this through this crowd.
Well, that wasn't the lead. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong damn car.
He just unlapped himself right there.
Yeah, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. See, we got somebody knows what they're doing in the booth this week.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
And he's Taver. He's running down Justin Barkley. As a second a lap, if not more. He's flying right up to him as a Degner now finally coming down. I think maybe realizing the errors of his ways, as you could kind of say. But we won't really know as the 22 now is coming down pit road. But we really won't know all these strategy things, and we can say it's a good move now. But late in the race, when this thing's coming down to it, That's really the time we see who's making the right calls out there.
So Malarkey's got most of the field trapped a lap down except for two drivers, but that's about to change as these guys with new tires are hauling ass compared to what he's running right now. He just ran a 26-second lap.
How many times this season have we seen a race go caution-free here in the Cup Series? Quite a number of them, so this could be a winning strategy if it stays green the entire time.
No, go ahead.
And the cars we saw spinning during practice and stuff, we thought people were going to have problems getting power down. They've obviously got that figured out and mitigated somehow because look at this. We're at 60, about to start lap 68, 69, about to start lap 69, and no signs of stopping. These guys are doing great.
Well, that's why they're in the Cup Series of Midwest Days of Thunder. They're the best of the league.
As you can see, all these drivers, as the 73 finally coming down pit road, man, oh man, he stayed out there quite a while. So Taylor Mowry's got 17 seconds to make up while he's down there on pit road to try to get as much space as he can. We saw him slightly tail off towards the end of a run there. So be on the lookout as Taylor Mowry, now your current leader. He's got the 98 of Degner coming up to try to get around him right now to get a lap back, and looks like not quite there, and there we go. Now he's got it done. So that's also going to give Matt Forns in that 10 car. He's going to be here and sit in second.
Yeah, he's your most positions gained right now, up 10 spots from 12th. And how about these guys just being safe with each other? And I've been very impressed by the racing so far.
Yeah, I'm impressed as well. Tabor inherited the lead there after everybody cycled through with green flag pit stop.
Well, and good on Malarkey for trying something different. It looks like he had to come back in. I bet he was speeding.
You know what? I think he might have missed his box that first time around.
He missed his box. Damn it.
So he stayed out.
I mean, good on him for trying something different. I mean, he was probably counting on a caution, but once you make 70 laps here, yeah, it's time to come in.
As Tony Fry getting around Matt Forns there. So Tony back up into second. He's got about 4 seconds to make up to catch back up to Tabor. And I mean, we saw Tony. He was running really good there for quite a while. So he's got quite a bit fresher tires, about 4, maybe 5 laps fresher tires than Tabor. So we'll see how this one kind of comes on out to the end, as we got a whole gaggle of cars back here for fifth. We got Pete Van Sprundle, we got Craig Klein, we got Alan Dixon. You know, even though all these guys pitted on, you know, totally separate laps from each other, you know, they're still all sitting right together.
Klein in the wall.
The 92 getting loose up into that wall. I mean, you can kind of blame that on the track with how bumpy it was, but good save from the 92.
31 kind of puckered up a little bit there because he's back there running that diamond. At least he's running diamond in 1 and 2. He just did it again. So
looks like the 92 didn't get too much damage out of that. Definitely gonna mess up his rhythm and slow him down here for a few laps. So.
Especially now he's side by side with
the 31.
That Coke car of Dixon.
So Dixon being able to...
24 just smashed it. Joe Neidick in the outside wall. Because the 31 catching him really quick now.
That was your 4th place car.
Yeah, so Pete Van Sprundle sliding up into that 4th place position, and right behind him he's got that 31, and the 92 seems to have gathered himself back up. He's now trying to tail that 31 past that 24. And man, this is a heck of a battle we got going on here for a top 5.
Yeah, you have 4 cars under a blanket there.
Yeah, this has been a great race so far, and thanks again to Sim Shots for sponsoring tonight's race. And I also want to mention, you guys at Sim Shots, y'all want to take some good pictures for a demo or something of some cool painted cars? Check out the North-South cars. The 27 of Michael Simone paints them cars, and he's got his new car painting sponsor on his car tonight, Deviation by Design, or DXD as the kids call it.
Oh, it looked like the five got loose there.
As he's losing quite a bit of time now.
Oh yeah, he is.
But that 31 of Alan Dixon, he's able to get up past Pete Van Sprundle there in that 80. So, you know, as broadcasters, we try not to play favorites and whatnot, right? But things happen along the way, and we've seen how Alan Dixon in that 31 car races, right? He's extremely patient. He'll run his own race. He'll let people by. He'll take when make a pass when he needs to. But man, he's having a great race here today, and that's something we all like to see.
Yeah, he's the most patient guy on the track at pretty much any race we've seen this season. So he just runs his own line, like you say. He'll diamond this one, and he'll run inside, outside on the next one, and it's fun to watch him run.
As long as you don't beat yourself, a lot of the times that will work out for you in the end, and that seems to be his strategy a lot of the time.
Something we never see. You touched on it a little bit. Manny Valdez in that 72 Zaxby's car, down 7 spots in 14th place. He didn't qualify where he wanted to, ended up qualifying 7th. He's fallen back to 14th now, down 7 spots a lap down. What's going through his head? I mean, he's not even in line for a lucky dog right now. Is it panic time for Manny, or do you think he's okay?
I think he's all right. I don't know. We kind of seen him struggle at some of these shorter tracks a little bit, so this might not be playing up into his kind of race. But he's got a couple wins. He's locked into the championship. He's not worried. If I'm him, knowing that we've got a couple more races to go before the playoffs really begin, I'm using this as a practice and maybe understanding, how to race on these tracks that he doesn't typically normally do well at, as Greg Klein trying to make a pass on the 31 right now.
Yeah, watching on YouTube, Taker432 is saying, "Come on, Alan Dixon." Call him Slider. I guess that's his nickname, Alan Slider Dixon.
He's having a great race right now in a top 5 spot as Greg Klein just gets around him. So Greg Klein's sitting up there in 4th right now. Justin Malarkey is trying to do his best to work back through this field. He's passing the 98 of Degner right now, so missing a pit box there definitely hurt that 73.
It's going to be hard to unlap yourself without a yellow here.
Nate also asking on YouTube, where is Hill? Yeah, Lance Hill is no longer with the league. He parted ways with the league a few days ago. Is it the last Cup race or
last Friday?
Was it Friday? Okay, so he is not with the league anymore. Look him up on iRacing though. He may be with another league now. I'm not really sure. But if you like watching Lance Hill run, check him out on iRacing and hit him up with a message and see where he's racing if you want to go watch him.
So that lead up to Taver has come down. It's now just under 2 seconds. Tony Fry been doing a heck of a job here today. You can kind of tell who really enjoys this track. I mean, Taver really enjoys this track, and kind of looks like Tony Fry is in that boat. He really loves racing here.
Ooh, boy!
As the 22 locks him up to stay out of that back bumper of Taver right there.
Taver about got that thing wadded up in the outside line. Oh, man. He's telling the 22 to go now on the radio. Good night. Whew. That was almost something there.
That allowed the 64 to close up a lot.
And so,
ooh, you're right about that. He's coming.
He is coming for right now. While we got a little quick break in the action, we're going to take a moment for station identification, then we'll be right back. And we're going to start seeing these guys come down pit road once again. So time to play that pit strategy game. We'll be right back.
Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Once again, 2 series for us here, the Midwest Days of Thunder Cup Series. Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Rockingham 150 brought to you by Jinx Shifters. Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Jason over here, Signature Esports.
we're back live here. We've seen Manny Valdez as well as Joe Nida come down pit road. So these guys have started to pit here, but also Tony Fry has closed that gap quite a bit to Taver Mowry. Looks like Taver's been struggling on those older tires by quite a bit.
He just smacked the wall too.
So Anthony
That
Fry.
5 car.
Hey, Anthony Fry, he's working his way back up to that bumper. You got Matt Forns flying up through this field. He's now up into 4th place.
Greg Klein's on a little bit newer tires. He's up 11 spots, right there in that 3rd position right now, looking for at least a podium. Saving them tires like Greg knows how to do.
And you know, as these guys go around, they do have. This is almost turning into like an endurance race, right? Where you got people flying around you, you're flying around other people. Man, it's all about how you can kind of time these runs and who's racing around you. As Taver Mowry gets checked up a little bit, he had the 24 and some other people sitting right in front of him. So that gap now down to less than half a second. Tony Fry able to see the person he's racing now.
Yeah, the 8
That
checked up to
car,
let his
yeah.
cousin around. Yeah.
Well, it seems like he's really fighting to stay on the lead lap. He's the last car on the lead lap.
Oh, as he gets
just
up
hit the wall.
Oh man.
Yeah, so that's going to give a big run to Tony Fry. Tony Fry looking up that inside, trying to pass Taver. He got him there at the line. Oh, as they both go up into the wall.
Malarkey loves this. Look at him riding back there trying to get his lap back.
So Tony Fry and Taver Mowry with a little bit of bump. I don't know if Tony meant to throw a block there, or if he just accidentally drifted out wide with those older tires. But man, Taver getting into that back bumper of him, and thankfully it really didn't hurt either of those two causes too much. But so Tony Fry back here into the lead. Greg Klein sliding up into 3rd place, up 11 spots. And you can see here that 73 of Malarkey trying to get back around the 64, and he will. So Justin Malarkey, he's going to be back on that lead lap.
You saw John Nidek. He said, I had enough of this. He was right in the middle of all that stuff, and he hit the apron and decided it was a good time for him to pit. And looks like the 80 of Sneaky Pete Van Sprundle thought the same thing, as he's in for his 2nd pit stop.
Manny's on pit road too. I don't know if he's getting his damage fixed or.
Oh man.
Oh no, something happened to him.
Uh-oh. He's been sitting in the pits for over a minute. So, something we should mention that although aero is not a huge deal here, it does affect you. But more importantly, man, keep an eye on your gauges, because if you do have a little bit of front end damage, like we know a lot of these guys do, it can really affect your temps. You can watch your oil
coming
temp
down pit road.
Yeah, we got the 64, the 92, we got the 10, 31, the 27, all coming down. So Taver Mowry, he's out there still on those kind of flat 49 tires. So I wonder if Tony Fry realized that maybe this short pit's the way to go, as Taver Mowry now coming down pit road, as we're just past halfway. So Justin Malarkey, from fighting around, missing his pit box and whatnot, depending on how he kind of gets around the rest of this track, he's going to be back here into the lead. And man, talk about a turn of events.
Yeah, good on Taver for recognizing what was going on and going ahead and pitting. Might as well stop and get some fresh rubber, because we saw the differences, you know, in the lap times that are going. As here we go, Malarkey does inherit the lead. Joe Knight in 24.
Coming down pit road there, Greg Klein he was real aggressive coming in the pit lane. He made a lot of ground up on the 64.
Yeah, that he did. He had a.
Oh wow, you're right. Holy crap!
So something you don't normally see out of Greg Klein is an aggressive pit entry. So Great job from him there to kind of close that gap, and you can see that 64 right there on that back bumper of the 5. You know, we only got about a lap difference between the tires here, so these guys are going to be really racy to get back going here as the 64 tries to maybe go up that inside, but he sees the 21 car maybe slowing up that 5 a little bit, so he'll wait and try to make that move a little later on. But I mean, this is all for a fight for third. We got about 3/10 back to Fry. About 8/10. Oh boy!
Ooh.
As
64.
he somehow saves it from hitting that inside wall, but man,
did a
he is
great
pushing
job
it.
there.
Greg Klein's watching the whole thing happening right in front of him. And look who's right behind him, Alan Dixon in that 31 Coca-Cola machine. Mr. Patience. Waiting on the opportunity to strike. And these two guys right here, the 92 and the 31, they're just waiting for something else to happen with this 64.
Yeah, Greg's going to be real patient with these guys, and he'll let them make a mistake, and he'll try and capitalize.
We've seen Greg, he's been driving a pretty good
go.
race as he sees that little bit of a mistake out of that 64, maybe pushing out just a little wide, had to slow up to avoid hitting that wall. So the
64 did get a little bit loose there coming out of 2.
So 92 taking his chance, as you can see the 31 also trying to find his way through that 64 as well.
Good racing back here for, 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Well, after the 73 and the 24 of Nidek pits, then this would be the race for the lead.
Yeah, we haven't really talked about him too much because unfortunately he's having a rough day. Michael Pampere coming down pit lane right now, and definitely not his day. And it kind of looks like Manny Valdez. He might have called it a day, as I think he's still sitting down there on pit road.
Yeah, I'm showing him manually disconnected, so he has so much damage, I guess, that he wasn't going to be able to make it back out.
Yeah, I think he decided to call it a day. Not his race today, unfortunately, as we still got that group of guys here fighting for 4th. Anthony Fry, Greg Klein, and Alan Dixon. I mean, these, you can see they're all running different lines too. You can see his 64 getting a big run coming off of that corner. He's going to be able to haul butt right up to that bumper of Greg Klein. But you see Greg kind of going up to the middle of the track. That 64 is going to peek his nose up the inside. Unfortunately, that's going to check him up as he wasn't able to drift out of that corner a little bit. So the 64 is going to be stuck on that inside line with the 31 now working his way on that outside.
Yeah, this is exactly what Tabor Mowry wants to see. These 3 guys racing. He's escaping from them a little bit here.
And we appreciate Puny Hunk on YouTube watching with us again. He's pulling for... or they, I don't know if it's he, they're pulling for Alan Dixon tonight, and also pulling for the 73 of Malarkey. So, y'all got some fans tonight, boys.
And, we've seen a really interesting strategy coming out of Justin Malarkey here today. I mean, essentially, apart from the missed pit box, he's only pitted the once so far compared to these guys too. He might be trying to make this thing, a 2-stopper, which is a very, very
difficult,
gutsy call.
I wouldn't think he'd be able to do it, but if somebody can do it, I bet Malarkey could probably make it happen.
Well, if he does make it a 2-stop race, then that will make he'll pit around lap 50, and that's exactly when all these other guys gonna have to pit again. Or a lap 150, sorry.
Yeah, 50 to go, yeah.
Yep.
We got you. We understood what you meant.
Got that Ohio math going as
Says the guy that's the worst at math out of all of us.
Taver Mowry sneaking around that 24 of Joe Nidick. So Taver Mowry back up into second. Joe starting to lose, that little bit of time. Greg Klein's been slowly clawing his way back up to these guys.
So Derek Schimel in that 96, we hadn't really talked about him at all tonight. He's sitting, 2 laps down, I believe?
Closer to 4.
Oh, 4 laps down. I'm sorry. And there goes the math we were talking about. But love that throwback Billy Elliott scheme on that 96, that Coors paint. I love that, man. That looks sharp.
It's the 92 sliding up the inside of the 24, taking over third place here. The 31 of Dixon trying to follow suit. He's peeking up that inside as well.
Dixon's patient until he sees an opportunity where he's like, yep, I can do that. And he goes and takes it.
Something we haven't really seen too much. Tony Fry, he's trying to work his way back up through here. He's lost a few spots there from his close encounter with that wall. So, time to see if he's got that stamina. We've seen him run a great race, but he's got to have that endurance to last here till the end, as that lead up to Justin Malarkey has come down to about 4 seconds between him and Taver Mowry.
Yeah, the 64, he diamond 1 and 2, but you can see there as he negotiates his way around the 24, had to change his lineup a little bit. Sorry, Cewins, I cut you off, brother.
Oh, you're okay.
Also got the 10 of Matt Forms right now trying to work his way back up through the pack as well. He's got the 24 in his sights to take over the 6th position here. It looks like he will. As guy behind him got a little bit of loose and able to hang on to it. Man, we always give these guys credits. They are there are no rookies in here, right? These guys have all raced, but man, from all the stuff we've seen, the self incidents and all of that kind of stuff here today, they've done a great job of keeping this thing going green.
Yeah, they've gone 122 laps so far, incident free, and that's very surprising. The professionals, they don't do this when they're on iRacing.
No! I'm glad you brought that up, because every time I watch one of those NBCSN specials where they have the NASCAR guys running on iRacing, the only people that do wear the crap are the guys that are good at it, like cats like Timmy Hill, man. He'll go over there and whoop some people's asses. And he's doing it with it. He doesn't have a big sim rig, and he's got a desk with like a Logitech wheel on it. And he goes out there and spanks them guys.
I think I seen the one time he was even racing on a laptop.
I believe it, man.
As the 5 coming by the 73 for the lead here. 73 not going to give it up too easily, but Taver Mowry making that top line work really good here, kind of a little bit later on these tires. And so Justin Malarkey, he's now starting to lose a whole lot of time on those older tires. And Greg Klein's been able to make up a heck of a lot of room here as well. So he's going to be right on that back bumper of the 73, try to sliding his way up into second right now and chase back down Taver Mowry.
Yeah, that 92 machine of Greg Klein, he's looking real good tonight.
Yeah, up 12 spots.
14, up from 14th place.
Wow, what a run, man. Oh, 64 got a little bit of the outside wall there in 5th place.
That's going to allow Matt Forns to sneak up that inside.
Yep. Here comes the 8, too. John Nidick Jr.
He's your car 1 lap down.
Yeah, he's a lap down, but he loves
He's wishing for a caution right now, though.
yeah, he is.
Oh, as the 64 gets back up into that wall again. Man, as our good friend Adam Turner would always say, this is a marathon and not a sprint. And Tony Fry, looked like he was going to sprint this way all the way to the end. It's just a malarkey now coming down pit road after losing so many positions. He realized he's going to have to take some tires, but if he can push it roughly 70 laps, he's not going to need to pit again.
As long as he's not running out of talent, he's just running out of tires,
Yeah, I think that's too far to go on a set of tires. Oh, and he missed his pit stall.
He missed it again.
Oh,
Did he?
He went too far. He had to back
so
up.
he's going to have to back up. That's the 92 getting right up to the back bumper of the 5. The 92 looking to take the lead of this race for the first time here today. He's working that inside line, and it looks like he will just clear Taver Mowry. So Craig Klein and that 92 having a heck of a night here at Rockingham.
Yeah, good job, Greg. Up 13, now leading the lap. We talk about it quite often, but the laps led, lead a lap, get a point. Most laps led. All these points, they make a big difference in this series, especially when it comes down to getting close to playoff time. What do we got? Like three races left until the playoffs. So every little point you can get, like a lap led or, whatever we mentioned them all. But good on Greg to stick it out and get that extra point as he looks to the inside of the 27 here.
Yeah, lapping his teammate.
Oh, 25.
Yeah, we got the 24 and the 80 back here racing for 6th and 7th. Looks like the 24 just pushing out into that wall, so the 80 is going to be able to hang on to 6 for now. The 98 is going to be kind of in between those two right now. Another name we typically see, kind of in that top 5 run-around area at these races. The 98 of Isaac Degner. He's having a little bit of a rough day. He's just on the outside of a top 10 right now, not doing too bad, but unfortunately, just everyone else has been having a better day.
Well,
Who wishes he had a better day is the 25 of Eric Fiorillo. This is one of those guys we usually see up towards the front, or at least a high middle pack car, and just having another rough night. Eric in that 25 Coke car, he's just been on a run of bad luck lately, and it's extended to tonight.
well, like you said earlier, this track suits some people's driving style, like Taver and Tony Fry. Maybe this track doesn't suit Eric's driving style all that well.
Good point.
Man, when did we hire a diplomat to come join us? Jeez.
I mean, he knows what he's talking about. He spray painted his name over Adam Turner's. We saw it in the little slide.
I scribbled it on there. He left me his cooler down here, so I'm going to leave him a present.
As you can see, Matt Fornes getting slowly chased down as Justin Barkley now coming down pit road. I could probably make it from here there, Mr. Barkley, if you were so inclined in that 22 car. But you know what? Ever since he's changed from that mac and cheese paint, he hasn't been running too good, not going to lie. Oh, as the 8 right behind that 64, getting up there and rubbing that wall. And, we've seen quite a few people rub that wall, but it really hasn't hurt their long-term speed on that lap.
No, they're going up and smacking the wall a little bit. Sometimes it's just the right rear quarter panel that's smacking the wall. It's not enough damage to slow these guys down to a point where a pit stop would be an ideal thing to do. You're going to lose too much ground if you go try to fix a little bit of aero damage on this track. And so we're still caution free.
There's I guess we should start calling it the Rockingham stripe, taking that from Darlington as the 8 running so close to that wall. Man, you couldn't put a piece of paper between the 8 and that outside wall as he's getting a big time run coming out of that corner. He's sneaking up that inside of the 64. Now, John is a lap down, so he's been trying to fight to get a lap back here for quite some time, ever since basically those first pit stops. The 21 of Michael Lampere is also going to try to do the same.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened to the 21 earlier, but He's 7 laps down in 15th place.
Yeah, Puny Hunk, who's commenting on YouTube, he drives the 35 in the Xfinity Series. And then Nate wants to know, how is that 73 always up front? Well, it depends on what track we're talking about. Tonight it's just it's a pit strategy thing, and he's probably going to be pretty close to up front here again as these pit stops cycle around here, because I think a lot of these guys aren't going to make it to the end, and it looks like the 8 might be coming.
Yeah, the 8 and the 64 coming down pit road as you see the 73 charging his way back up through this field. He does have fresher tires than some of these guys. He's passing the 10 right now. He's trying to fight and get that lap back as quickly as he can, as the top 3 of Greg Klein, Taver Mowry, and Alan Dixon are kind of staying out here. But Alan Dixon, he's been crawling his way up to that back bumper of Taver Mowry, and so we're going to see Alan Dixon maybe slide up into a second place here, which heck of a run from him.
Yeah, Anthony Fry, he came down about 10 laps earlier than we was expecting. He might have used up his stuff when he was racing with them Taver, Klein, and Dixon in the 31 there earlier.
The 73 is running a Blue Angels paint job, which, man, it's a really cool paint. But looking at it from a distance, it kind of reminds me of Bobby Hamilton's old Square D number 55 paint. I don't know if y'all remember that with the blue and the yellow.
Yeah, I remember it. He won at Talladega one year in it.
I raced with his son on a couple of hosted races. Bobby Hamilton Jr. here on I Ain't Racing. Real personable guy, man. He takes after his daddy a lot, I think.
He raced a lot in a lot of years in the truck series too.
Man, talk about a difference in pace, though. I know we've mentioned it before, but look at that 64. He is just cruising. He's back up on that back bumper of the 31. As the 31 goes and bumps the wall right in front of him, he's able to sneak on by, but that's going to leave... Oh, the 31 and the 5 both hit the wall.
He hit it again. Yep.
And the 73 just coming down after bumping that outside wall. So, man, that wall's almost got like an arm of its own, reaching down and taking these drivers and throwing them up in there.
Line's got a pretty good gap on Mowry right now, but
Yeah,
we'll see if he can hold
about
it.
5 seconds.
I think they both have to stop again, as well as the guy sitting in third right now, Mr. Patience, the 31 Alan Dixon. Oh, 21! Look out, buddy! Keep her under control, Pimp Pair. Oh my
The
God!
5's on pit road.
Yeah, so Taver coming down pit road. We're gonna have to wait and see when Greg Klein comes down. These guys were only separated by about a lap compared, pit stop wise. So same thing with Alan Dixon. We'll have to see when Alan Dixon decides to come on down in. Matt Forens, he's now sliding back up. So as Alan Dixon, the 31, coming down pit road right now. So Matt Forens sliding up here into second. Matt Forens kind of coming into it here a little bit late in this race.
Yeah, 31 kind of did what I would do.
Sorry.
No, man, I was just going to say, the 31 kind of did what I thought I would do at that point, was as soon as you see somebody on the lead lap in the top 5 pit, it's time to go.
Time to follow them.
Yeah.
I don't think Greg's gonna. He'll not stay out too much longer. He'll be pitting soon.
As Pete Van Sprundle now coming down into the pits. So we've only got a few people that haven't pitted on this cycle yet. And Justin Malarkey, he's now back up into third. He is still 1 lap down compared to Greg here. But Justin's also on. He's on his own strategy. There's some race strategy going on. He is on his own.
64 caught a piece of the wall again coming out of 4, but was able to stay off the 31 as they're running side by side.
Got that little bit of a race going on right now, trying to figure out who wants what. And, this, whoever gets this spot here now, that could make the difference where they finish here at the end, as we're under 50 laps to go until this thing finishes up. These guys, I believe, are going to race till the end as from this point on, as Greg Klein, the leader, coming down pit road right now. So Matt Forns, unless he comes down pit road, he's going to inherit the lead here for the first time today.
Matt Forns probably going to try to get that point for leading a lap, as I don't think he's going to come in this time.
I don't think he got it that lap. I think Greg might have got it as he was on pit road. So Matt will have to make one more lap.
Woo! The 98 kind of clogging up stuff here, and the 25 is. You got some cars flying up through here. I don't know what happened there. 25 and the 98 are kind of slow right here. Woo! But they avoided catastrophe.
That they did, as looks like Derek Schimel trying to work his way back up through a kind of poor start to his race. Oh man, who was that behind him?
That's the 73 and the 25 got together again.
10's on pit road. Your leader's pitting.
Yep, so Matt Forns coming down pit road. That's going to give Justin Malarkey once again the lead here. The question is he going to be able to hang on to it, or is he going to have to pit once more after this? I think he can make it on fuel, but it's going to be close. As Tabor Mowry, I believe, is going to be able to take over second there. He will, and actually Greg Klein able to come out of the pits with another great pit stop there. So Greg Klein's going to be holding on to that second spot, and if he knows who's in front of him, he might take his time to work his way up to catch Malarkey here, knowing he's on a totally different strategy.
Yeah, on YouTube, Puny Hunk says, I've raced with Bobby Hamilton Jr. at Nashville in a hosted super late model race, and he is a great guy. Yeah, I agree with you, man. He is cool people. And Thomas S. also on YouTube saying, Mowry's having a great race, but Malarkey is doing some work tonight. And that he is.
I mean, for all y'all that are kind of tuning in here a little late, Justin Malarkey on that first go around of pit stops missed his pit box completely, ended up coming back out onto the track and having to do another lap. So he's essentially worked his way from a lap and a half, 2 laps down, back up to this lead. So yeah, he's been putting in the work here today for sure, as Alan Dixon looked like that battle between him and Fry kind of went his way, but Tony Fry still hasn't given up. He's trying to battle up past some of these slower lap cars right now to get back up to that back bumper, as Greg Klein, lap by lap, he's cutting that lead down to Malarkey by quite a bit.
Yeah,
he's not giving up.
Yeah, as we know, the 92 is pretty good at saving tires. He's also pretty aggressive. I think all three of us have been wrecked by Greg Klein so many times in our own league, that we kind of forget sometimes that Greg knows how to get up there and get it done when it counts.
And Tabor Mowry with a unscheduled trip through the pit lane there.
Uh-oh.
So he's lost a whole lot of ground. Unfortunate for him. So I wonder if he might have made a misclick on the fuel calculation, realized I'm a little bit short here and needed to come back down.
Woo, Yahtzee. He might have to top her off with gas.
So right now the current gap to the lead is 12.5 seconds, but that is ticking away rather quickly. Battle for 9th and 10th is pretty tight here, as the 10 of Matt Forns working his way around the 98 of Degner right now. That's for 8th. And Mike Simone, Red Stick Mike, we haven't said his name a heck of a lot other than shouting out his paints here today. And kind of running back here in the 10th through 13th spot. But he's working his way back up. He's currently sitting in 10th. He's trying to make a pass on Isaac Degner right now on that outside, and it looks like he will be able to get that one done himself. So got some races going on. Same thing with the 80 of Pete Van Sprundle. He's trying to make his way around that 22 of Justin Barkley up that inside. And it looks like he will get that one done, as well as Eric Fiorillo now coming down pit lane.
Yeah. Not quite sure what happened to Eric, or if was he on that 2-stop strategy race?
You know, that's a great question. I thought he was splitting this one up into thirds.
The lead's now down under 10 seconds. Greg's catching Justin more and more every lap.
And not only is Greg catching Justin, he's also leaving Alan Dixon kind of behind. Gap is now like 3 1/4 back to third. So Greg's been finding some speed here late, maybe pushing this thing to its absolute kind of limit here as the 22 coming down pit lane probably for the last time, with Matt Forms now taking over back up into 7th for him. You know, we don't have too many battles going on position-wise out there on the track. I mean, some of the closest guys right now we got is Tony Fry and Joe Neidick. You can see the 8 of John Neidick kind of sitting behind Fry right now, but that gap is just under a second.
And the
that is
64,
fourth.
he scraped the wall. But
Yeah.
that 64, I know he was up there leading the race and led a bunch of laps tonight, but he's still got to be proud about where he's running tonight. He's up there running in the top 5, qualified on the pole, led a bunch of laps. That's still a good run.
You ain't kidding, man. He's showing that he knows how to run this track. It's like he popped the wall again. The 8's got some visible damage on the rear end and on the right rear.
Well, we saw rear end wise, I believe that was Taver Mowry. They were all getting checked up a little bit, and so Taver got into that back bumper of the 64 a little bit there. But yeah, most of that, right side car damage is all from bumping up against that wall. And I mean, it's weight saving, right? Take some of that paint off, add a few dimples and whatnot. Man, those cars go just that little bit faster.
Aero doesn't matter here.
Davey Hendricks also posted on YouTube. He says, well, this has gone a lot better than every other race this week. You
Yeah, I
ain't kidding,
agree,
man.
Davey. Yeah,
You're right,
I was in that
baby.
race Monday night, and it was fun.
Yeah, they got it going on tonight. We're still caution free. 168 laps in.
As the gap down to the leader is now down to 4 3/4 and closing again. So Greg Klein still putting in the work. He's I don't know whether it's because Justin Malarkey is saving and Greg is pushing, or what's going on up there, but I know Justin is on much older tires. He last pitted on lap 127. We're now on lap 170. So I think
24 laps difference in tires.
Man, Justin Malarkey must be trying to save fuel or something to finish this one out, because he knows if he has to come down pit lane here once again, he's going to fall a lot of positions. Oh, it's a 64 hits that wall again.
4. That's 2 in a row
That's
there. 2 corners in a row. That checked up the 5 too.
And that's going to allow that 24 to sneak on by to take over 4th position, and 5. Looked like he might have had some issues there a little earlier, not too long ago, and having to come back down pit lane a second time after pitting once before. So he's trying to work his way back up through this field to get up to where he was running up in that top 3.
The 98 of Degner just came in, leaving only 8 cars right now on your lead lap. Michael Simone, Red Stick Mike in the 27 is your last car on the lead lap right now.
Man, this has been a tough race for these guys. Green the whole time.
Yeah, this is definitely a marathon, not a sprint. Thank you, Mr. Turner, for loaning me that one. As the lead up to the The gap to the leader has come down. It's now under a second. It's actually just under 3/4 of a second as the 98 coming out of pit road right now. So Greg Klein, maybe in the next couple of laps, will look to take over that lead spot and try to take this one away. I mean, he's now got a 6.5 second back down to Alan Dixon sitting there in third currently. So Greg flying through turns 1 and 2, getting a big time run onto that back bumper of the 73. He's going to try to sneak his way down that inside. That 73 has very old tires and isn't really able to fight too much with Greg. So Greg Klein up into the lead here late in this race. We got 26 laps to go.
Look at the no-toed racing car of the 31. We already talked about him, Alan Slider Dixon in that 31 Coke machine. Still sitting on a podium spot.
Yeah, he's having an excellent race, up from 11th place on the grid.
And you know what? He is working his way back up. As much as he was losing time to Greg Klein, he was still gaining on Justin Malarkey there. So he's got about 6 seconds to maybe sneak up into a second. You also got that 24 of Joe Nidick. He's a little ways behind Dixon right now, but he's got the 64 of Fry trying to manage his way back up here.
Coming down to it.
Tony's trying to survive this. He's still clicking off.
And you know, this is some of the closest racing we got here out on the track, like for position wise. You got the 24 of Nidick sitting here in fourth. You got the 64 of Tony Fry. He is currently fifth, right there on that back bumper of the 24. You also got Pete Van Sprundle. He's been cruising his way up through and trying to catch up to these guys. Same thing with that 10 of Matt Forns. So you got a little bit of a battle here. You got four cars here between 4th and 7th, all trying to get up here and into that top 5, maybe even a top 4 spot.
Yeah, this is could be your whole race right here. You know, there's no time to save. It's time to go.
As Matt Forns coming up by the 80 of Pete Van Sprundle. So now he's got the 64 of Anthony Fry in his sights.
So we haven't really talked about it tonight, but because Adam's not here, about fireworks and drama and fights by the haulers. But do you think that
as the 98 bumps the wall,
the niceness is going to kind of dial itself down? As we got almost 20 laps to go here, you're going to see some more aggression here in the last 15, 20 laps?
Yeah, it always happens. I mean, it's coming to crunch time. People know that it's time to go. You have what you have, and these guys, they see a top 5 right in front of them, and they're going to try and get it.
As the 10 of Matt Forns driving through that crowd like hot knives through butter. Man, he flew right through them. So Matt Forns now up into that 4th. He's got about 9 seconds up to try to make maybe a podium spot here to Alan Dixon.
They better tech that car at the end of this damn race.
As the 8 of John Nidick and the 96 of Derek Schimel coming down pit road right now. Both those guys not having the nights that they quite wanted, but hey, you know what? Thank you all for sticking around.
Yeah, Greg's increasing his lead. It's up to 7.1 right now.
Man, Greg Klein right now, man, he's in a totally different groove. I don't know what's got under his skin this week, but you know, he's driving that thing kind of like he's a little angry, little angry idiot up there. You know, normally he's pretty consistent and whatnot, but he's been driving the wheels off of that thing all dang race.
Yes, he has.
Yeah, the angry idiots doing pretty well in the points, but even with Greg out in the lead, his teammates are 13th and 15th right now, and in a 16-man race. So it's kind of hard to make some team points if you're the only one out there, running in the top 5. But hey, man, shit happens. We see it every week.
As the 64 of Tony Fry, man, he's been losing a whole lot of positions here. I wonder if all those little contacts with that outside wall have started to catch up to him. He is definitely not running that same pace that he used to. I see that one of his last lap times was a 1:43, and he pitted on lap 181. So he might have come down pit road here, tried to get as fresh tires as he could to finish this one off, maybe with a little bit of steam, but he's lost a ton of time as Justin Malarkey, he's getting chased down by the 31 of Alan Dixon right now. That's for second place. And if he's not careful, he'll have Matt Fornes. We've got 14 laps to go. Matt Fornes will quickly kind of catch up to him and, take away that podium spot.
We kind of saw a little bit of the same thing out of the 8 machine, going up and scraping the wall a little bit, and trying to be competitive out there, but he's being a couple of laps down now. It's hard to go out there and run when you're a couple laps down, and try to save a little bit of face. As the 80 getting into the back of the 24 here, that's for position.
You also got that 73 and the 31 up here for second. They are nose to tail right now. Alan Dixon maybe taking a little bit of time here as we got 12 laps to go, as the 64 on those fresh tires cruises right on up right behind these guys. He's going to try to get back around them as quickly as he can, get a lap back and back on that lead lap to try to make something happen, but he's running out of time rather quickly here as let's go take a quick look back at that battle between the 24 and the 80. Looks like that 24 able to sneak around that 80. So you got Joe Neidick up there into a top 5 spot around Pete Van Sprundle.
Look at the 92 mired in this lap traffic. He is the race
leader.
He's
3 wide right now.
Three wide
with lap traffic. Greg.
As the 80 almost gets up into Greg.
I would not want to be in the seat of that 92 right now. Greg Klein is having a time trying to negotiate all this lap traffic and keep from getting run over so he can stay out front here.
Yeah, but all of that lap traffic helped the 80 catch back up to that back bumper of the 24, but he's got the 96 of Derek Schimel coming around that outside right now. He's on a little bit of fresher tires. He looked like he was going to maybe shoot up through the middle there, push that thing 3 wide, but he ended up backing right back out of it. So these guys.
The race for second is still just as close. Dixon is he's looking.
Now got 8 laps to go. Alan Dixon peeking his nose up that inside of the 73, but I think the 73 is going to get that run out of the corner. No, the 31 is able to get that run and inch his way forward right around that 73. Let's see if the 73's got an answer here. Still sticking to that outside line, and it does not look like it. So Alan Dixon up into second here. Justin Malarkey falling down into third. And, all that racing was looking good there for Matt Fornes for a second, but now he's starting to fall back a little bit now. So Justin Malarkey still, though, has to hang on to try to make that podium there.
His strategy, it's gonna get him a top 3, top 4 finish. So it still worked out for him.
Yeah, Greg Klein with 6 laps to go, very firmly up here into the lead. He's got a 15-second gap. We got cars racing for a few positions. Nothing too close behind him, but coming across the line here, 5 laps to go, and man, if you're Greg and you got this thing on cruise control right now, you're just begging to not get run over by a lap car like his teammate sitting right there behind him.
And if you're the 24 Joe Neidick, you're hoping for a caution just so you can get a lap back, because we only have 4 cars on the lead lap right now.
Yeah, I'm impressed with these guys tonight. They've They took a tough race and have ran it incident free.
What a show, man.
Yeah, I agree. It's the strategy, the lead changes. I mean, it looked like the 64 was going to run away with this race early.
And man, like I was kind of saying earlier on in this race, we can make calls based on what people's strategy decisions were kind of earlier on, but we wouldn't know what was going to happen until we enter these closing laps. 3 laps to go now as Greg Klein, he's catching up to that 10 of Matt Foran, so he's about to lap the field up through 4th here. But again, he's also got the 8 of John Neidick catching up to that back bumper. Not for position, but lap car trying to get some lap backs here. And yeah, that 10 looks like he'll hang around on that outside line, probably just let Greg go as he gets loose and able to hang on to it. That 8's also going to be able to get around, and so the 92 is going to be kind of stuck mired here with the 10 here for another lap. With 2 laps to go, getting ready to take this white flag. Greg Klein, 4 more corners to take home his first win here in this Cup season. And man, that'd be good for him. He wasn't really near that bubble, but it will guarantee him a spot in that first round of the playoffs for sure, especially with a great run here today. Coming across the line, Greg Klein winning it here at Rockingham Speedway.
Ooh. That was a much-deserved win there for Greg. He did an awesome job there tonight.
And right now we got Alan Dixon coming across the line, being able to hang on to second with Justin Malarkey with that 2-stop pit strategy coming around here in 3rd.
I can't believe he stretched that out. The 73, man, he got some splaining to do. I bet he must have like an extra large fuel line or something.
And for the first time this season, we get to see the 92 of Greg Klein burn him down here on that front straightaway as the field finishes up here. And man, that was a race. And a lot of times when these things go green all the way, they get a little boring. But this race was anything but boring.
Yeah, it was not boring. That one lap.
So
And going from flag to flag, all green laps, it really says a lot for, we didn't talk about it a lot tonight, but Midwest Days of Thunder, if y'all are looking for a good league that's progressive, you start out in ARCA, you go to Trucks, Xfinity, and then eventually Cup. It's team oriented. So if you're looking for a racing family, because that's what this is, look up Midwest Days of Thunder on Facebook. Look them up on iRacing, the league directory, and check them out, man.
As people slowly enter into the podium finisher channel, looks like we'll talk to our race winner here first. That would be the 92 of Greg Klein. Greg, we got to give you a big time congratulations up there. You drove the wheels off of that thing today.
Whew, I'm tired. I put a lot into that one. No, I just somewhere in that race, I found a line that really, really worked for me, especially 1 and 2, where I could come out of it, flat out, and man, it worked real well.
Were you doing the diamond thing coming through 1 and 2? Because we did see a couple other drivers doing that, and I saw Alan Dixon doing that a few times too.
Yeah, it was kind of a diamond. Come in high and then cut down low, and then you can just hit it and come out of there full speed. I was doing it a little bit in 3 and 4, but 1 and 2 I was really up high and then cutting down. Man, it worked. Saved tires well. It was fast. It was a fun race.
Yeah, I know we're not supposed to pick favorites up here, but I was pulling for you, Greg. You've really helped me out in this iRacing deal, and I'm happy to see you win this race tonight.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I'm happy to get a win too. Get myself locked in. Man, what else can I say? This was a good night.
Yeah, and we were kind of talking about it there at the end. It's not like you were on that bubble for looking at the playoffs coming up, but that definitely secures you firmly into that playoff run now. And man, again, congratulations picking up the win here tonight. Our hard charger of the night, up 13 spots. And man, we look forward to the rest of the season. And got any shout outs or anything?
Shout out to you guys. I mean, I love the way you guys broadcast. It does a really good job for the league, and man, just everybody in here. I'm having a good time here, and hopefully keep it rolling.
Awesome, man.
He got some good points tonight. He got the hard charger point. He got the lead a lap point. He got the win. So, man, you were probably going to point your way in anyway, but now you're locked in with a win with some playoff points. So, congrats, Greg. It was good to see you win this one.
Yeah, I'll take it, especially as I'm going to miss next week. We'll be at Vegas, and I'll actually be in Vegas to watch the race live. So,
wah.
Yeah, just glad I can get the win and really lock myself in and not have to worry about it now. So.
There you go.
Yeah, well, again, congratulations, Greg, and we look forward to seeing you the rest of the season here, and best of luck.
I appreciate
Awesome job
it, guys.
tonight.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so you know what? Let's just kind of move down in the finishing order. We'll now go to Alan Slider Dixon. Now, we kind of give you props week in and week out, Mr. Dixon, because you're very patient out there and you kind of pick away at all the spots. But man, you drove one heck of a race here. It looked like this track really suited you.
Well, anything that runs green for long runs is better for me because I'm never going to be the Lightning McQueen around the track. But, I got to apologize to, I've already done once, to apologize to Justin again for getting dooring him in the corner. It just wouldn't hold. And me and Greg may have got together, or we may not have, about 50 laps in. I never felt nothing, heard nothing, but I saw him go down. But, it's just, after you run about 25 laps, then it's kind of just try to hang on.
We do talk about you week in, week out about consistency. And you're one of them cats that comes out and you can tell who did their practice and who didn't by how consistent you run. And you know when to take chances and when to let people go. What was your strategy tonight on tires? Were you one of the guys that was trying to save as much tires as they could to try to make a full fuel run? Or were you one of them cats that said, man, these tires are burning up too quick, I got to pit early?
I was kind of in the middle. I figured, I didn't know how far we could go on a fuel run. I never looked. But I figured about 50 laps was going to make it a three-stop race, and 50, 100, 150. And I just figured it about that point, especially when some of them started stopping at 35 or 37 laps. I'm like, if you stay out too long, I just don't know if you can recover it all. And so I just kind of decided, and Greg did, and Tabor did, several did, that probably three stops at 50, 100, 150 is probably the way to go.
Yeah, well, so again, congratulations picking up that P2. Probably one of the better runs that we've actually seen from you here in this season. That's going to get you a whole bunch of needed points that get you into that kind of playoff run here. And man, we're kind of getting down to it. We got 3 races now after this one. And do you have any races on that calendar that look like it might be kind of like this? Might be your kind of race?
Vegas would be. I forgot what's after Vegas. I'd have to go back and look. But probably the biggest thing that's going to kill me is early in the season. I missed 2 or 3 weeks being middle of the summer and off doing things on Friday night. And so I don't know that I can make up that lost ground.
All right. Well,
Miami's coming up too. That's almost kind of the same kind of track that we see you do well at. Are you looking forward to Homestead?
Yeah, I had forgot what was after. I remembered Vegas was next week, and after that I forgot. But yeah, Homestead, Vegas. I I should be able to run same type race at both of those if don't get taken off in something. We don't have a bunch of 10-lap runs. So, it just all how roll the dice and see how it falls.
Hey, well, rolling the dice is exactly what you're going to be doing next week at Vegas. And, we wish you the best of luck. I think this is the first time we've actually got you up here into the booth. And you know what? Come on up here more often, man. Let's see you more often. We want to see you.
I appreciate it, guys. Y'all do a great job.
Awesome. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yep. Good job tonight.
Thanks.
All right. Now, time to talk to Mr. Third Place. Oh, as he was in the middle of a conversation. Sorry about that, Justin.
Sorry, Malarkey.
All good.
But I think we're going to need to see your car here on that technical scale here and check that roll bar for some extra extra fuel rails or something, because last pitted on lap 127, man. Everyone was kind of running their own little strategy out there, but man, yours was kind of by far the one that was the most out there, deciding to pit essentially 2 1/4 times, missing your box that first time coming through.
You guys saw that? We were hoping you didn't
we saw it.
Oh,
sorry.
We didn't want to talk about that. I have to answer to everybody now. They're gonna be texting me. What'd you do? Oh, yeah. We'll just get that out of the way. Evidently, 2 things. Can't see out of the left pillar because it's just so huge. And then I was on that curve on the pit road, and I'm like, "Where's this at?" And then all of a sudden, I'm like, "Oh, I'm the airplane pit sign. I'm the airplane pit sign that I just drove by." So yeah, I should have probably threw it in reverse, but I probably would have wrecked.
All right, but you know what? It still didn't hurt you too bad. Did you know earlier on that you wanted to kind of push this thing to a 2-stop race when everyone else was doing a kind of like a 3-stopper, or was that just a kind of game time decision?
Yeah, it ended up being game time decision because I really didn't know what everyone was going to do. I figured 50, 50, 50, so 50, 100, and 150. But then I'm like, oh, if we did 70 and 70 or whatever, or 65 and 65. But I ended up actually running out right at like halfway with that lap to go. So I have to mark that one down next time. If I do that strategy, I need to pit 1 lap later. I should have went in on 128 instead of 127. But yeah, it was definitely fun with everyone on different strategies. It was everyone was super respectful. It was an awesome race tonight because you had people on fast tires, slow tires, really slow tires, and no one ran over everyone at all. I mean, even a few times people on slow tires would come out of the corner and slap the wall, and the guys on new tires have nowhere to go, but everyone checked up and gave people space. It was awesome.
We talked a little bit about it during practice and qualifying about how this track is not super wide. And we were kind of wondering what was going to happen when we had guys that are running, 3-second faster laps than other cars. What's going to happen? And
Yeah.
the Cup drivers in this league do such a great job. You nailed it. I mean,
Yeah.
guys gave each other room. When they, I heard a couple guys apologize when they crowded somebody and say, "Oh man, I'm sorry. I pushed up into you or whatever." But you guys do a better job than the real life NASCAR guys that get on here and try to do iRacing, and it was impressive. It was a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, like you said, well, that's what makes it a really fun league to be in. And it's just when you find leagues that have respectful drivers, that's you want to stay in them because it makes it fun. It's everyone's able to have a fun because it's just no fun when you get run over. And like you said, that was the most important thing. That like the track's not that wide. Some people ran up top, some people ran on the bottom. But I mean, it's just you're on ice at this place. This place is so hard. You're constantly in the corner. Your forearms are just killed from turning constantly.
All right. Well, again, congratulations finishing here P3 with that interesting 2-stop pit strategy. Definitely worked out for you. Obviously, kind of towards the end of the run there, not only saving fuel, but your tires were probably cooked by quite a bit, but still managing to hang on to it. And you already are locked into the playoffs pretty securely. So I think we heard from you one time. You're kind of just using these tracks as kind of a little bit of a practice. And now we got Vegas, we got Bristol, and then we got Homestead coming up for your final races in this regular season. Are you Are you ready for this thing to kind of finish up and head into the playoffs, or do you think might need a little bit more?
Yeah, I mean, everyone always wants more. I guess you want more until you're the leader. Then you want the race to end. You're like, and when you get to first, you're like, wait, the race isn't over yet. But anytime you're not in first, you're like, yeah, I'll do another 400 laps. But yeah, I mean, there's so many different tracks on here. There's you just Homestead will be really fun with the different grooves, and Vegas will be fun, and this track in the daytime was a blast on old tires. I mean, there's so many guys out here that are so good at saving tires, and you know, you got people coming and going, and it was just crazy. Yeah, I think the next couple races are gonna be good. Then we'll get to the playoffs, and it should be even just as fun.
Awesome, man. Well, again, congratulations finishing here in P3, and we look forward to probably hearing from you again as we move along.
Yeah, I like talking to all the Allen, and Allens up here. But yeah, look forward to it. Hopefully you guys had fun. I'm sure you had a blast trying to figure out who the heck was doing what out there.
Yeah, it was interesting tonight.
Yeah, and then too bad about Taver. I know he was doing really, really good, but that stinks when the internet gives you problems.
Yeah. All right, man. We'll check you out later.
See ya.
See you, man.
Ooh, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Mercy.
Man, that races don't get too much better than that, boys. And you know what, Q, and so I think you can jump on up in here at any time, because you know, I think every single time that you've jumped up here, it was we've had some pretty solid races.
I think the last race I did, it went green to the end too.
So yeah, man.
Kewins is our freaking lucky rabbit's foot, man. We need to pull him up here more often, man.
Yeah,
especially when he's not running his Xfinity, when he's running that number 60 car, that Buffalo Trace car on Monday nights.
Yeah, we'll be back at it in Vegas this week.
Well, good luck to you, man. We sure enjoyed having you in the booth tonight.
Yeah, I enjoyed being here. I was a little nervous at first, but I settled in, I feel, as we went along.
Oh yeah, no, it's pretty easy peasy. So let's finish up here and go through our finishing order here today. Very interesting lineup and how things kind of shook out here, especially at the end. You got Greg Klein winning the hard charger and the race, finishing here as the race winner, P1 in that 92 Super Chrome car. You got Alan Dixon. Good to see him getting a great result here today, finishing here in second. Justin Malarkey is able to come away with a third place finish with his 2 1/4 pit strategy. You then got the 10 of Matt Forns with a great late charge here to finish in fourth. Joe Nidick in the 24 had some issues early on, but was able to kind of fight back and managed a nice top 5 position for him. Pete Van Sprundle had a pretty solid race himself, kind of stayed right around where he started. He finished here in 6th. You got Tony Fry, unfortunately, kind of near the end there. I think just losing tires and maybe needing to come down the pits one extra time. He dropped down to 7th, but we saw him early on in the run. He was doing pretty good there, so unfortunate for him to finish where he did, but still not a bad run for him. Justin Barkley, pretty good nights, finishing here in 8th. You got the 98 of Isaac Degner finishing in 9th, with Red Stick Mike Simone rounding out your top 10.
The number 8 of John Nottick Jr. finishing in 11th, 2 laps down. The 5 of Taver Mowry, we mentioned his difficulties he had tonight as he finishes in 12th. The 21 of Michael Pimpera in 13th. The 96, the Angry Idiot, Commander-in-Chief there, Derek Schimel, finishing 14th. The 25 of Eric Fiorillo in 15th. And the 72 of Manny Valdez, an uncharacteristic 16th last place tonight. I'm sorry I cut you off, buddy. I'm sorry, Mr.
You're okay.
No,
this is going to shake up the points tonight, I feel, too, because Manny and Eric was both up there in the top 3, and now they both finished, dead last.
Yeah,
you're right.
So as this thing comes to come kind of down to it, tune in next week. We'll kind of change the numbers up a little bit. They'll have a little bit of corresponding colors to their names and numbers as we get down to this kind of playoff run. So definitely kind of watch out for that. See if your favorite driver is locked into that playoffs yet, or if they need to fight a little bit more. But until then, for this Sim Shots 200, we appreciate Sim Shots for sponsoring this week's race. Again, they do fantastic picture work here with the iRacing sim, and definitely reach out to them if you want some essentially professional photography done of your car or of your league. Their pictures are amazing. For the two other Allens and myself, we're signing off here tonight, and we'll catch you on the next one.
We gone.
See ya.
At least you got to see him.